Good morning. Welcome to Great Transition Strategies Monday Morning Standup. 5 minutes to help you get your week off to a great start and potentially give you something to make you a more effective leader. Today's topic, team norms around communication, specifically based upon the impact of the hierarchy. That's a mouthful. All right, we'll dig in a minute. I'm Gary Slyman. As an executive coach, I work with high performers to help them build their self-awareness so they understand themselves, how they lead, so they can be more effective and love what they do. Okay, team norms based around communication and the impact of hierarchy. All right, so as we dig into this, think about a team that you are on. Think a team that you're a team member, you're not the leader, someone's above you, and what are the levels of the hierarchy on the team? I'm going to say hierarchy generally can have a negative impact on communication. And when I say that, just think, we always defer to leaders. We defer to those in certain positions of responsibility. That can be negative for us at times. All right, so let's think about your team, the team that you're on, envision that team, and think of the hierarchy that's there. And what is the impact of the hierarchy? Better yet, let me ask you, what are your team norms of communication? How well do you communicate? And I want you to specifically think about a spectrum of deference. Do we defer to the leader or openness? So does our team defer or are we open? And now if you had to give yourself a score on that, where would you put you? Where would you put yourself on that scale? I think many folks will put it more towards deference. Many leaders, now the leader, if you ask the leader, what kind of team do you run? What are some of your norms? If you ask the spectrum deference to openness, they're going to say, I want people to disagree with me. I want to hear things, but what is it in action? What really happens in action? So here are some questions to think about. With your team, do people disagree openly? One way to look at this is just look at a team meeting. Go to a team meeting, and I think the way a team operates in a meeting is the way it operates in reality. So in a team meeting, will people openly disagree? Will the boss speak first, or will the boss wait and not say what's on their mind? Will they allow open discussion? Will the boss allow an idea to be theirs to be challenged, or will they shut that down and quickly shut people down? Where they might say, oh yeah, I'm open, I want disagreement, but the audio doesn't match the video, when in actuality, they'll shut people down for challenging their idea and maybe not just not deferring to them. Okay, so that's one way to look at a team that you are on. Now, well, let me add one other piece. Sometimes a hierarchy, it's not always just a boss. Sometimes there's an individual on the team who's a subject matter expert. And that subject matter expert, that person, people are going to defer to that individual. Is that always the right thing to do? So is it one of openness or is it one of deference, deferring to folks? What do you want on your team? So now let's think about you as a leader. Think of a team that you lead and give yourself a score right now. Where am I on the deference to openness scale? Where do you think you are? All right, so you're saying, I'm going to bet you're going to say, oh, I think we're pretty open here. And some of you might be right. Now, in actuality, what happens in practice? Do you speak first? Do you allow others to speak? Do people know where you stand on a topic, particularly one where people are challenging you? Will you let them openly challenge you and sit back and hear and encourage more discussion on it? Those are ways to kind of gauge where you really are on the deference to openness scale. Important way to look at subject matter experts. Do you allow subject matter experts on your team to shut others down because they have, or they believe they're the ones who have the authority? Think that through, give yourself a score, and you just ask yourself those questions. How do I run my meetings? Do I speak first? Do I let others speak? Ask others. Ask others on your team, what do they think? All right, hopefully you found that helpful. It's one way to evaluate yourself as a leader. Before I end, February 21st, 3 weeks through February. What are your resolutions? What's the word? Where are you on your track for starting the new year? We're well past the new year. Where are you on your track for keeping this year on track? Thanks for listening. Hope you found that helpful. See you next Monday morning, 8:30. Have a great week.